These are some Dinar Guru updates, starting off with RV already. I think Maliki is just playing for time, trying to get out of Satter's trap. I do not think he is going to escape. Maliki will lose and the RV will go through. The people of Iraq will win. Holly RV update. It has been a week of a lot of good news and the things are moving for real. We are in a sweet spot based on all I speak to. Right, Militiaman article, quote, finance holds a consultative, consultative meeting to implement two systems and reveal their benefits, unquote. Militiaman says we expected there to be meetings today with Satter, finance minister, and CBI governor. This is not just getting started. They have the system ready to go, and today's meeting is about the process of initiation of implementation of the system. They will be consistent with international programs and systems. Militiaman goes on to say, with all we know, the automation of the borders, the iSCUDA system, the Buna platform, ISO 222, deletion of the zeros project, etc., we can see there's far more progress in the white paper programs than ever before. The CBI papers show they already printed currency for the project, so it is not surprising that we see the big hitters having a meeting on implementation over advanced internationally acceptable systems. I like what we are seeing. All right, Pimpy says, looks like the independents have at least shown a little bit of their hand. They might be heading towards the direction of Satter. It is not yet set in stone. They're waiting for him to get finished with his 40 days of seclusion. I thought it was done, but apparently not. Article, quote, independents are waiting for a position from Al Satter after the deadline for the framework expires, unquote. Pimpy says, I think what they want to know is if you want us to help you establish the government and take sides against coordination framework, what are you giving us? What are you promising us? All right, Mark Z via PDK says Redemption Center folks still on call this weekend. Banks are ramped up and ready. Government contacts in Iraq are talking about the issuance and schedule of the lower denominations. We've expected votes in Iraq tomorrow that should seat the PM and give us the food security bill. So we have a lot to watch tomorrow. Frank 26 article, quote, is it time to delete the zeros? Economist commented, Mr. Economist, you know very well it's time or you wouldn't continue to bring up the subject, says Frank. All right, Claire article, quote, the Iraqi parliament completes the formation of its permanent committees. Its meetings will be held starting next week. Godlover article, quote, Parliament will not obligate the government to send the general budget, and food security will be a temporary alternative, unquote. This food security law was established to give their citizens immediate relief until the new government is officially seated and announced, in my opinion. They can tackle the general budget. Again, this tells me they expect the government formation and then the budget voting, etc. It will take some time. All right, Mountain Goat status of the RV. The news is all fantastic and this is moving fast now. The plan is laid out and the clock is ticking. A targeted time frame period to begin. Yes, we are now in this period according to the Central Bank of Iraq. Tick tock, tick tock. All right, Militiaman article, quote, initiating the implementation of a new mechanism to support the validity of the issuance of customs permit, unquote. Militiaman says put this with the meetings with the CBI, the finance minister, the IMF, the World Bank, banks in Iraq, etc. We can see that Iraq is going international and quickly now, as in very quickly. It appears that all systems go now, even the deletion of the zeros project is being talked about. We are well on our way for a big change in the way things are going to run and what mechanism they will use. It won't be 1460 in my opinion. All right, Pimpy says my text messages, everything else were getting blown up. Every time these types of articles are printed, people get concerned. Here we go, that evil article that we get maybe once every 6 months. It confuses everybody, and there's all kinds of chit-chat about what it really means. I get it. We talk about it all the time. Article, quote, Mohammed Dagher explains the economic feasibility of removing zeros from the local currency, unquote. Pimpy says, for those of you who don't know what that means, you would have to exchange in your currency depending on what it is they want to do. The 3 zeros is what they're talking about. If you have 25,000 dinar, remove the zeros, you would exchange it obviously for 25s. Where the complication comes is in the exchange rate. People panic because they believe they're losing money. When you trade in your larger bill for a smaller bill, that's not the case. Deepwood's article, quote, al-Maliki's coalition questions the legitimacy of al-Kazimi government and reserves the food security law, unquote. Deepwood says they can and will do whatever is necessary to run the government until further notice. They have a government. Until there is a replacement, there is no vacuum left in place of the government. The only ones hollering are Maliki and his cronies because they are being left out. Since yesterday, it appears everyone else is on board, in my opinion.